My sister was diagnosed with breast cancer when she was in her 40s, and she lived for 4.5 years. And she worked up until about 3 weeks before she died, and despite the fact that she'd been sick and going through chemo for 4.5 years, death came as a surprise to her. And to me, it came really suddenly, and we were unprepared. My first real inkling that my sister was going to die was when a resident at the hospital where she'd been hospitalized for dehydration came up to me and said, "I'm the doctor on call tonight, and I need to know if you understand that your sister's DNI and DNR." And I said, "What?" And he said, "Do you understand that your sister's DNI and DNR?" And I said, "I don't know what that means." I understood what DNR was, but I didn't understand what DNI was. And I said, "Do you mean to tell me that my sister might die tonight?" And he said, "Well, I need to know." And this was the first time anyone had said that my sister was actually dying. And I had spent the entire day trying to get someone to admit that. And because she was not in a hospice program, but in a regular hospital ward, there was a real reluctance to say that thing. And it turned into a situation where I'm on the phone Friday night with far-flung relatives saying, "Get on a plane." And it was less than 48 hours later that I was deciding whether or not my sister should continue to be treated. And it was very unsupported and frightening. And, I feel like I made the right decision, but I felt like I made it with very little information. And so since then, I've just felt like we're not preparing people, not people who are ill, not people who are caring for people who are ill, to handle these decisions in the right way. We're not giving them. My sister, no one ever said to her, to my knowledge. Now, she obviously wanted to avoid the idea of her own death, and I am going to be the medical decision maker for another friend of mine who is terminally ill, and I'm still trying to get that conversation with her. So I feel like we really aren't doing a good job, and that's why I'm interested in writing about this and being part of this conversation.